What's up everyone, I'm your host Edward, and on this channel I talk about stocks and crypto news. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can see my videos every single week. And don't forget to hit that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. But yeah, today there's a lot of stock news that I really want to get into today, so let's not waste any more time and let's just dive right in. So as usual, before I head into the juicy articles, I'm just going to go through the markets really quickly and do an overview. And today is a bloody market, but it's not too bad. It's just a little bit flat. We can see that the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, and the S&P is only down about 0.5%. But if we look into our heat map here, right, the whole entire market is red except for a couple stocks. But yeah, today could be a really great sale day depending on which stocks you're looking at. Now, if we head into the crypto market today, it is up only about 0.5%, and that's mainly because the equity markets are down today. But the total global crypto market cap is at about 2.17 trillion. And right now, Bitcoin is hovering at about 48K and Ethereum is hovering at about 3.6K. Now, if we look into the technicals, this tweet by Bitcoin Census, I really highly recommend them if you are really interested in technical analysis. They post articles every single day about Bitcoin's price. And it seems like the resistance right now is at about 48,500, and we can clearly see it bouncing back down every time we touch it. Now the thing is, if we do break above this level, it seems like the next target will be around $49,000, and it is all based on a 1 hour time frame. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now the first article that I want to talk about is Apple, because 2 days ago Apple did hold an event to announce their new lineup, and the iPhone 13 was one of them. And based on this article, it seems like the iPhone 13 is already showing really strong sales in China, which is probably one of their biggest markets. And looking into the key points, right, there are more than 2 million pre-orders that have been placed already through JD.com compared to last year, which was only about 1.5 million. Now, me being an Apple fanboy and always looking into the leaks and rumors for tech, because I watch a lot of like MKBHD and all these other tech reviewers, I'm not 100% sure why the iPhone 13 is getting more pre-orders, because the upgrade is very minor from iPhone 12 to iPhone 13. And personally, I'm really disappointed with the upgrade, because year over year there are really minimal changes, and they literally just moved the camera from here to here, making it a diagonal shape, and the internals are just a little bit faster, but nothing too crazy going on. So personally, I'm probably gonna wait until next year, because I'm still using a pretty old iPhone, but it's not screaming for me personally to switch my phone to the iPhone 13. But not only JD.com, it seems like Alibaba's Tmall platform is also seeing a huge demand for the iPhone 13, and that's a really good sign for Apple stock. And my quick thoughts on Apple stock, right? If you're willing to just hold on to an asset that's very safe, that has a lot of cash flow and also provides a dividend, I mean, this is the perfect stock. And right now it is the biggest company in the world, trading at about roughly $2 trillion based on their market cap. I give Apple stock a neutral rating. Now, heading into the bad news for Apple, it seems like they can no longer force developers to use in-app purchasing based on the Epic Games case. And I've mentioned this multiple times throughout my videos about Apple, and that Apple's App Store is very lucrative, and they take about 15 to 30% cut of gross sales from every app. And that's very monopolistic of Apple. So every time there's an in-game purchase that happens to an app, Apple actually takes a cut of it. And because of this news, last week, Apple stock dropped about 3%. However, in this case, right, it doesn't mean that they're going to stop taking 15 to 30% of the gross sales from apps. These developers can now advertise a different way of payment to bypass this 15 to 30% cut. But yeah, in the end, I don't think this is going to hurt Apple too much, because the biggest revenue stream for Apple is their iPhones. But then again, Apple isn't really that growth company anymore, and their revenues has been very stagnant, and they have to really find a new revenue stream in order to please their investors even more. Next up, Stripe seems to be discussing a possible IPO for 2022. Now, for those that don't know, Stripe is a digital payment company that rivals against Square, and they were last valued at nearly $100 billion, which is way bigger than Airbnb. And if they're planning to go IPO in 2022, I think their valuation is going to be a lot higher. And back in March, they raised about $600 million, making it at a valuation of $95 billion. And what I really love about Stripe is their execution. And last year, they did show that they executed way better better than Square, but I feel like this year with Jack Dorsey and Bitcoin and all these projects that he's coming out with, I feel like Square is kind of on par with Stripe at the moment. But at $100 billion valuation, I'm gonna have to look into the numbers and really see if Stripe is really worth this much, because they're literally trading at around Square's valuation. But I'm waiting until the day where Stripe will kind of adopt the Lightning Network and accept Bitcoin as a medium of exchange. And I think that's gonna be a huge catalyst for them. But you know, I'm not the CEO and I'm not the person deciding on that, but I think that will be a really great strategy for them, and it's gonna appeal to the younger investors for sure. Next up in Rivian news, it seems like their first production R1T electric pickup truck rolls off the line. Now last week they did announce that they were going to go IPO, and the problem was that this company has never really sold a pickup truck or any vehicles to any consumers. All they really had was a deal with Amazon. But yeah, this is the tweet of the very first vehicle rolling off their line, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks kind of weird. I'm not really a fan of the lights right here, but I'll give them this, it does make them stand out from the crowd. But yeah, in the end, kudos to Rivian, because creating an automotive company is very difficult, and even Elon Musk said that himself. But yeah, we can totally see the growth, right? Back in 2018 they only had about 600 employees, and today they have about 8,000. But yeah, just like all the other competitors like the F-150 Lightning, their R1T pickup truck can go up to about 300 miles as well. But yeah, in the end, I'm excited for Rivian's IPO, and I can't wait until I can get a hand of those numbers, and I will do a video before they go IPO, so subscribe and stay tuned. Now next up in Amazon news, it seems like they're gonna be hiring another 100k employees, paying them at an average of $18 per hour. And ever since Andy Jassy took over the business, he has been spending a lot of money into Amazon's workforce, and that was really unlike Jeff Bezos, but I guess that's what Andy Jassy wants in order to compete with the other big tech companies. And this year they opened more than about 250 new fulfillment centers, and the company plans to open 100 additional facilities in September alone. And not only that, in another news, it seems like Amazon's offering to pay college fees of about 750,000 frontline US workers. So in the end, Amazon's spending a lot of money on their employees, unlike what Jeff Bezos did back when he was in charge. And I guess they're trying to fix their image of not treating their employees correctly. But I think Andy Jassy's trying to make Amazon a better place to work at and providing a higher pay as well as increasing the benefits, which in my opinion is really great, because I personally think that if you treat your employees well, they'll treat your customers well. So it's like a domino effect, because Amazon really focuses on customer service, and I think Andy Jassy realized that. So that's that. Next up, Microsoft plans to buy back about $60 billion in stock. Now the reason why they're doing this is because the government is planning to propose a 2% tax on corporate stock buybacks in order to fund their $3.5 trillion US bill, and this is what they mean by tax the rich. But in the end, not a bad move by Microsoft, and I believe they are increasing their dividends as well. And yeah, in the end, really great news for dividend investors and anyone holding Microsoft stock, because usually when a company buybacks their stocks, the price does increase in value. But I also have mixed feelings about stock buybacks, because they could have reinvested this $60 billion and use it as acquisition money so that they can further find other revenue streams, which in my opinion can have a bigger ROI. But yeah, I guess they want to reinvest that money back into their shareholders. Lastly, Robinhood's chief legal officer is very confident that the SEC won't ban payment for order flow. Now I believe last week, right, the SEC did say that banning payment for order flow is still on the table, but there's also a possibility that it won't, and that's because a lot of other companies and hedge funds use the same practice. And looking at this, right, at Robinhood, payment for order flow is the lifeblood of a no commission, no minimum balance brokerage, and this is what the whole new generation of investors want. And another quote here, right, the notion that customers are stupid, that they need protection, that they need the government and the nanny state to come out and save for them making bad decisions, I think that is insulting. Now the thing is, based on these posts and what the legal officer said, there's really no evidence or backing on whether it will be banned or not. I think this is just strictly his opinion, but it is still a risk at the end of the day that banning payment for order flow is still on the table. And in the end, right, if this does get banned, I don't think Robinhood will be able to provide free commission trading or no minimum balance at all. So be aware if you are invested into Robinhood. That wraps over this video. If you're interested in buying crypto, please head into my referral links in the description box down below, and we can both get a small cash bonus once you sign up and make some trades. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can see my videos every single week. That's pretty much it, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.